Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to True Crime in Real Time.
Our Tuesday edition.
Yeah. It's the week before the big weeks of all the stuff coming up here, even though it looks like some trials are getting moved around a little bit.
Yeah, that's what it appeared today. I mean, probably KarenRead looks like it might move a little.
And I think that this best for KarenRead to move. Do you think that will get the attorney back? Do you think she'll get another opportunity to bring the other attorney back in?
Well, what date does that end?
I don't know. I mean, there's
I'm
no
sorry.
way they
No, I
couldn't
mean,
tell.
like Turtle Boy's trial, I mean.
I don't think they can tell us when it ends.
Oh.
But it can't be. It's not going to be months long.
Yeah. Well, when we get to that, I know his name came up today again, like just a, not his name
Federo
exactly,
or
but
Turtle Boy?
no, Turtle Boy. Like, well, witness intimidation. But we'll get to that when we get to KarenRead.
Whoa. Okay. What we wanted to start it with today, we were thinking first we should wait to see if a couple people show up here with us.
Yeah.
So we don't just start videos.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we can just start videos because I have a feeling some of our favorite people are going to have to watch this later because other people are live right now. And I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, other people. I wasn't paying attention when I made the stream.
And we do it when we have time and it fits our schedule. So.
Yeah. And this is our schedule right now. So tell me, because I didn't get to sleep till very late. So tell me all the beginning stuff notes that you have
From
Karen this morning. Let's
Karen
talk to
Read?
Karen. Let's talk the actual court. What happened in court that surprised you? I have some videos, but I want to hear what your perspective is before we talk about that other.
Well, when I turned it on, I was up for like 8:30, and it came on probably like 9:15, and they started right away with the the ARCA and the payment that the defense didn't tell them about, that they supposedly didn't know about, but it happened, and she wanted to impeach Alan Jackson because it was his mistake that it wasn't turned over to them. And Brennan made a big deal about how it wasn't turned over to them, and they payment's a big deal. If you pay for a trip, like people to travel, that's not really a big deal. But when you're paying for someone to testify, they could be biased. I guess that's the big circumstance around it.
I mean, that makes sense to me. Makes sense to you?
Yeah, total sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they think they were hiding. So the prosecution is saying the defense was hiding that because of that reason, I believe, and it was proven that they knew it was whether someone messed up, a lawyer error, but they were paid, and they did say they didn't pay him. So Bev came out right away and ruled that it was malicious and flagrant, and I don't know, she was giving the impression like she was going to impeach a lawyer, or maybe tell them they couldn't have Arca testify in this trial.
Yeah.
She actually called Karen. She called Karen to the bench to sidebar.
She did?
Yeah, so Karen went there. Basically, I guess she asked Karen if she wanted to keep her lawyers because they did this. I mean,
Shut up. Seriously?
that's my guess because it's a sidebar. And
yeah, because we don't actually know. Gotcha.
so then so Karen comes back. She starts talking again, saying how it's they can't have this in court. This is what the court's made of honesty and blah blah blah. And she basically said this can never happen again. Like she's like the sanction. Well, before she called Karen over, she says, and I'm gonna have to think about sanctions. And then she calls Karen over, talks to Karen at sidebar, and then comes back, basically ripping on Alan Jackson. I think you can probably see it on the tape. I believe it's on there.
Yeah,
there's a
I definitely have to see
3 minute thing between her and what she says exactly. And all of a sudden she comes out and goes, I'm gonna let you keep Arca. I'm not gonna do anything right now, but this will never happen again. And it was like, wow.
Well, I mean, yeah, it will never happen again. What's she going to go to court for a third time?
Yeah, well.
I mean, I'm going to guess, and I could be very wrong, that this that she's not like she gets acquitted, she's not coming back. It's not a
No.
this to me, though. If she gets, you know what I mean. If she's found guilty, she'll be back. We'll see her again.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure, we could probably appeal it. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's got to be the next thing. I'm looking at.
yeah. Thing I don't get, like the judge takes so long with these motions to like come up with a decision, and she's the one like complaining that we got to go to trial. This is taking too long. Like,
Yeah,
but it takes her like 2 weeks to make a decision on something.
yeah, that's wild too, right? Because Hitler takes a while, but it's a completely different thing.
And 3-hour court dates don't help either.
Yeah,
They were done by 12 today. Like,
yeah, that was so weird. I wonder if she was done with court or had another trial afterwards. Such a short day.
And then they were supposed to go back tomorrow, and I heard her say Thursday. So like, I don't. So I think she just makes her own schedule. I mean, I'm not saying she's not busy, but just weird the way. No, I just look at it to make my schedule around it somewhat. Not that I have a busy schedule right now.
Right, I know, right? Between physical therapy and
sleep is a tough day for me.
Yeah, you're doing it. You're doing it every day.
I'm taking notes.
Yep, you're doing good. I think your arm's better though, right? Like your physical.
Yeah. It's much better. Yeah, she told me my flexibility was really good today.
Oh, good. Yeah, you were talking about that. Does she think it makes a difference if you're like that physically active normally?
I think she just told me I don't realize how delicate it is, and
yeah,
she tells me I could do something, and she probably she's like, I probably figure you're doing things that I don't want to know about, but if I tell you it's okay, you might do even more. So I want to tell you it's not okay.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, because you would push it. You would push it as far as you could.
I would. I know, but she told me it's so delicate. Any little thing it can happen again. So I'm like cautious.
Yeah, don't do that to yourself. I mean, it's a tendon.
And she like doesn't even like the bicep. She's just strengthening everything around it right now. She said we didn't even get into the bicep for another 2 weeks.
Like really? She's strengthening. That's when I broke my, or I didn't break my knee. I like did something. Dog ran into me when I was hiking. And I went into a physical therapist, and the physical therapist told me for Boise, that's like one of the most common problems.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like really, because we have a lot of hiking and a lot of dogs, so it's really funny. But that's what all the training I did there was to build up all the muscle around what I pulled.
Yeah, she massages the bicep and all the scar tissue.
Yeah, did she use the little electric machine on you, or like
the first time she did? Now she just uses a finger, but it hurts so much.
Yeah,
she really gets in there.
Yeah, don't let her. Oh, maybe it feels better afterwards. There's a thing they do where they like rake you, where it's like hard plastic.
What metal? No, yeah, she's got metal ones.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Torture. She's a torture lady. But the laser thing feels great.
Yeah. That one feels good. Her fingers,
even though it
not
felt
so much.
Weird after. What'd you say?
Her fingers, not so much.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's the only time it hurts.
Yeah, it's really funny. I remember I did a thing one time when I went in for my knee, and I was like, can you do that laser thing? Except that I didn't know how to ask for it. So instead they did that hard plastic metal thing, whatever. And my leg was like covered in bruises because I bruised really easy, and it was super funny. But it actually legit felt better later, just not right afterwards, because that didn't feel great at all.
They give me heat in the beginning and ice at the end, so at least they're feeling okay. Yeah.
Oh, it's like a spa.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And you're allowed to come and go as you please.
Yep. And as long as I gotta pay dues every time I go there, though.
No, that's good. Well, yeah. I mean,
$25 a pop.
That's good deal. Good deal.
Yeah. But, all right, where were we?
Oh, well, we've got we do have the video, like I was saying, that I think was a good opener for us today, which is that the government supposedly, allegedly released documents.
Our wonderful Mr. Trump. Like 80,000 pages, right? I read.
Is that how many pages it is?
Well, I read that It's like that's how many they aren't released. Was they release every single one of them? I don't know. Well, maybe most of them
I
aren't important, but I heard the CIA is going to be embarrassed. That's what I read.
Oh, yeah. Well, we talked about that before. Yeah, they just
Yep.
released this. It just came out a couple hours ago. So that's why I saw it right before we went live. And I was like, we got to talk, like, I want to see this. But it just got released this afternoon. So I haven't even seen it yet. So I don't know and even if they have that many pages, I saw that JD Delay
Yeah.
was live talking about it. And I turned him on and he was talking about Epstein. So I don't know where these paperwork goes to, or if he was just, talking, because I didn't get a chance to watch his show. I just saw that
If anyone hasn't seen, we did a show how long ago? About a month and a half ago on JFK, or maybe a month or so.
Yeah, it's been about a month. I think. Yeah, we did in February, I think, and it was just because it was the anniversary. Yeah, we did in February.
So we'll probably do a show on these files once we get our hands on whatever.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure we can go through these 800 pages of files. We'll go fast. Let me get it up on our screen here and we'll watch it, because this is, I'm interested. I'm excited, to be honest.
Me too. I was shocked. I seen that first thing when I woke up.
Yeah. Oh, with this morning. So it was this morning you saw it.
Well, no, I just seen that he said it's coming out. Like,
Okay.
And I tried to look around for him, and I'm like, it's freaking 9:00 in the morning. They're not out.
All right. Well, here we go. This is the news. This is NBC News Prime. Let's see what they say. If I can get to it.
The National Archives, a short time ago, released thousands of new pages of declassified records related to President John F. Kennedy's assassination. President Trump announced the impending release last night, causing attorneys within the Justice Department to stay up all night to assist with the declassification process. Now, this is a small tranche from the more than 6 million pages of records in the National Archives collection. The majority have already been declassified over the years and are available online. Joining us now from Washington is ABC's Terry Moran. Terry, great to see you. So within days of coming into office, President Trump said he would declassify these documents. Are we expecting to learn anything that would question what was already established by the Warren Commission report?
Stephanie, the short answer is no. The Warren Commission concluded that Lee Oswald was the lone gunman and killed President Kennedy in a fit of anger and rage and his own darkness. And that has, for all the speculation and all the tantalizing clues in that amazing movie by Oliver Stone, JFK, suggesting wider conspiracies, all these documents really haven't. These were documents that had been withheld, 80,000 of them. Our team is still going through them, so we could find a bombshell. But right now, what we're mostly seeing, and I want to release some of this, is the CIA was surveilling Lee Harvey Oswald on his trips to Mexico. He was in Finland. He was only 24 when he was killed, so he got around. He had defected to Russia. There were a lot of reasons that the FBI and the CIA were following him, and the CIA never told the FBI or the Secret Service about him, and that was a problem. Then tried to cover that up for years. So there's malfeasance in government, but is there another shooter? Is there a puppeteer who was manipulating Lee Oswald? At this point, there's no additional evidence of that at all. It looks like he was a very familiar American figure, a young, broken, lonely man whose life was coming apart, who had dreams of glory and a gun.
What?
And Terry, why has the president made such a big deal about the release of these documents?
That's a great question, Stephanie. You know, like so many in his generation, he's been fascinated by it for a long time. He never believed the official version, the Warren Commission version, that Oswald acted alone. And I think there's something bigger. I think that President Trump sees himself as someone who is coming to represent the people who don't trust the government, who just don't trust it anymore, who thinks there's malfeasance and conspiracies within the government. And I think one of this is a symbol of his determination to change the nature of the government so that his people anyway, and he hopes all people, I'm sure, trust the government again. It's just a gesture Not an insignificant one. 80,000 pages. The CIA didn't want them released. It does make the government look bad in some ways. So far, no evidence that it changes the historical understanding of who killed JFK. Stephanie.
And
Well,
we'll see if it changes the president's perspective at all. As you mentioned, 80,000 pages released. Terry, thank you so much for your time.
well, I don't know of that 80,000 pages.
Yeah, that's what I thought I read. Yeah.
80,000 pages. And yeah, because you said 8,000, which sounded like a lot. Or did you say 80?
I said 80. No, I said 80.
Oh, you
No, I
did
said
say
80.
80. I thought you
Yeah.
said 8. And I was like,
No, I
dang,
said-
that's a lot.
So if you get 20 people to look at it, that's
Well,
4,000 pages each. That's a lot.
well, why wouldn't they just put it through some sort of AI?
Could you do
Have
that?
it
I don't remember.
Put some AI and have it, compressed. I'm just kidding. Somebody should read that. But I'm surprised that it doesn't have anybody else. That actually makes me sus of these documents, to be honest.
I was
But-
thinking maybe somebody should have started in January.
Right? Yeah, no kidding. Reading it? Oh.
Yeah.
January 94.
Yeah. Not 68.
Yeah. January 20 something years ago. Mhm. Yeah, no, I mean, that's wild. That's insane. I mean, I've read some long books, but I mean, it's kind of like when I was printing out those pages for Brian's court docs.
Oh, yeah.
And by like 100 and something page, I was like, all right, okay. It's a lot of court docs.
20
It's
foot
wild.
in.
Don't you want to know what it says about the CIA though? Like when it says there's stuff in here that's gonna whatever.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like categorized. Like
Ooh.
where you could just, or like, we found this in 1980, or like something like, I don't know.
Now you say that, let's just assume that some person someplace that knows how to code, because I'm not one of them, will make something like that, like a website where you can just search it really easily, like a Wikipedia of JFK. Of this JFK assassination, because then you could be like, oh, well, I don't know about this person. And you could click on, Ruby and it takes you to whatever. Or it takes you to like Cuba and shows you where he was hanging out in Cuba.
I'd like to hear Lee Harvey Oswald's whole backstory too.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Sounds pretty interesting. He was only 24 years old when this happened. Like, so.
We talked about that. I did not remember he was 24.
Me neither. We discussed he might have worked for the CIA, but I'd like to hear detail.
Yeah, because the fact that like the Cuba thing is weird, right? Like we can't go to Cuba.
Yeah.
So because it's so, I mean, we could, I guess, but like it'd be difficult. But because it's so difficult to do something like that, and because it's like almost a mystery for Americans, like, oh, Cuba, even though I know people have gone to Cuba, I think that in of itself is super interesting. And like, what was he doing at 24? Was he previous military? He was previous military, right?
See MK Ultra?
Oh, well, I mean, if Rach was here, she would tell us. She would know for sure. And
like,
then,
is he, no, maybe not even that, but just like a trained assassin. Like, was he started at 18 or 16 or something?
right? Like, how do you get in the CIA by 24?
Exactly. With trust.
Right? Because like you don't go. If I'm gonna go to the FBI by 24, you'd have to be probably a genius of some kind in high school.
Maybe that's what like that guy Crooks who shot Trump was on that program.
Isn't that a wild thing? Like, what
was he, 20 or 18? What was he? He was
That's a child. I don't know. He looks like a little boy. I think he's 20 something. He looks like a very young man to me, and he looks like
he was 20 exactly. Yes, he was definitely.
Yeah, because I remember they interviewed people that were like his high school buddies. Hey, Ducky.
Hey, Ducky. Welcome.
Ducky, you just missed the video that we had for the government releasing 80,000 pages of JFK documents, only to find there's only one gunman. But I just highly doubt if those pages got released today, anyone's read 80,000 of them.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible.
I know. Like I mean, tell me that you could get 10 people to read 1,000 pages a piece in a day. I'm just trying to think of how many pages I could read in a day. And I don't think it's 1,000 if I sat down and like actually real, you know what I mean? Took in everything I was reading, because you can't just read it.
Then you got to evade the CIA if you find anything important.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, exactly. And then you got to bury whatever you find again, and then like wrap it up so they can't release it for the next 6
12 years from today, you could say something.
Yeah, exactly. After everybody who's dead, everybody who's involved is dead.
Yeah. So we'll see if we can get our hands on a couple pages.
Happy day after St. Patrick's Day, Ducky. Right? That was yesterday.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be sure. I was like, that it was yesterday, right? I didn't get any Irish treats.
No.
You did you did your Ash Wednesday last week, which always brings me around to all the things. Or was that the week before?
My dad made corned beef and cabbage, but I don't eat that.
You made it, but you didn't eat it?
My dad made it. I don't eat it.
Oh, corned beef's weird. How do you make corned beef? I've only seen it in a can.
Boil it in a pot,
Forever?
I don't know. They cook it with the cabbage all together. I just put it in like a big pot, and you can boil it.
Were there potatoes involved?
Yes.
Yeah. See, that sounds delicious. Were there onions?
I'm not sure. The smell of it makes me nauseous.
Really?
Yes.
The corn, the cabbage. The cabbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha. I get you. That's funny. Ducky, did you get some treats? Some corned beef and hash? Anything good yesterday? Green beers? Green cocktails? I've managed to avoid green beers for at least 20-something years. Never my favorite pastime. Cheap green beers. Sounds kind of gross. So I don't know about that. So we'll come back to that, because we're going to get some of those docs. Somebody, like I said, Eric, I bet somebody makes a website like that, and then we could have a way more comprehensive way of going through it.
Yeah.
But we will see. 80,000 pages later, Eric and I will be old.
Yeah.
Quincy will have all white dog hairs.
Might have to hire a bot.
Yeah. We'll have to hire a bot to do the show while we read. Oh, so then after we do that, I was thinking we could look at, because there was not much on Kohberger today aside from this doc that got released.
What was that?
That I thought we could look at. That is about. Whoa! Wait a second. I have to stop because I hear Irish handmade scones. Oh, Cat's Deli. Yes.
Cat's Deli. That's where they get the best corned beef and pastrami.
Oh man, she had a cornbread sandwich. Oh yeah, I gotta go there. Do they have babka cats, or is that a different place? That's a different place, huh?
What's it called? Bacala?
Babka. No, I just
babka.
think of everything from Seinfeld when I think of anything about New York.
That's a bakery. That's a bakery.
In 20 years, so I'm sure everything's still there. Oh, but yeah, I've only bought corned beef in a can, y'all. I was like, a couple of years ago, my friend and I were like, we really wanted corned beef, and we got this really, really beautiful loaf of bread that somebody gave us. We're like, what do we do with this bread? Let's make corned beef sandwiches. And we couldn't find any place. We couldn't figure out how to make it, and then we realized in Boise we could only get it in a can.
Oh, really?
Oh yes, please, Ducky. I'd like to see it.
I bet you Albertson sells it at the cold cut counter.
Oh yeah, I went to the deli, and the guy at the deli laughed at me and told me to go get out a can. And then, but I'm pretty sure I could find it in the actual deli. I think
Albertson sells Boy's Head products. I remember that when I lived in Vegas, because I only eat Boy's Head meats.
Yep.
And I had to go to Albertsons to get them when I lived
and Boar's Head makes the corned beef.
Yes.
Sold. That's awesome. Thanks, Ducky.
It's more like cold cut though, like sliced like turkey or ham. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's
Oh.
better than a can.
Yeah. No, way better than the can. You know what was funny though? The can was good. The sandwich was amazing. And the can was, it was fine. It wasn't like homemade. It definitely wasn't like, I'm sure several people got to eat that yesterday. And then I didn't get a chance to have that. I can't remember what I had for lunch today, let alone what I ate for dinner last night.
No, my boss was serving it in the restaurant today because they were closed. They closed on Mondays. So.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
We have also the Kohberger document thing I said already, but I have an actual video from court today, I think. Let's see.
And we got the 911 call, right?
Oh, we have the that's what it is. I was like, I have a video. Oh, it's the 911 call. Ooh, Ducky, did you listen to the 911 call yet? Because I've listened to it too many times, but this is that thing, Eric, where we're in there, we're like, I'll listen to it 8 more times. What'd she say in the background? I heard so many things, and Ducky and anybody else who's listening, I don't know if y'all watch Jay Embry. Is that his channel's name? Is it Jay Embry, Eric?
Yeah, I think it's Jay Embry. Yeah, that's what I click on it. But he calls himself Pavarotti.
Right. That's what I meant. That's what I was thinking about for a second. I was like, wait a second. Is that what he go? Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. So Jay Embry, and I could, I'll get you all a link for his channel, but he's such a good digger. He's a really good researcher, and he's gone a lot of directions that Eric and I and our whole team have gone. Canned corned beef. I know. Yeah. Oh, hey, Mr. Mandala.
Hey, Mr. Mandela, welcome.
Yeah, he heard the call also. And it's just sad, am I right? Like, it's hard. It's not long, but it's not when I read it to us, it's not what I read, and it's not what was written.
Yeah, it's definitely I don't know. I mean, I couldn't put myself in those shoes. Like, I mean, I thought I would do something different, but I can't put myself in their shoes. I mean, it sounds like they didn't see anything when they made this call. Like, nothing was seen.
Yeah, and it sounds like they're seeing it in the call.
Like, trigger warning. Like, there was Xana's the one they looked at first. I mean,
yeah,
we were told her fingers were, like, almost
super
off,
trigger warning. We're going to listen
Yeah.
to it. I'm going to go trigger warning. I could do a little banner across the bottom of the screen right here that says trigger warning.
They didn't like notice anything like from what we were told about the way it looked and smelled. They didn't seem to notice any of that on this call.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because those are the things you would think about, but we're not.
Which makes me and Sophie think they were not in the house at all when this took place.
Yeah, there's my banner, trigger warning.
So they showed up at 11. What do you think? They showed up at 11:30?
Yeah, I think that, look, this is going to be speculation, what we are not planning on doing, but we're going to do it anyway. I think that I cannot get over it. I can't get over it, Eric. I can't get over how much we've racked our brain on.
And I'm kind of convinced now, too. I'm with you.
Yeah, see, you got Ducky, Mr. Mandala. I know you have Mr. Mandala hasn't been following you as long as us, so I know he has other ideas, which is great. But I wonder what you guys thought. What do you think took 8 hours? I thought the call sounded almost fake and like she was ready to tell the story when they're not telling you, when the 911 operator's not asking for the story, and she's like, we saw somebody, or she wants to like explain the story, but the way she's crying, her little sob thing, look, I'm not 20, but the little sob thing sounds fake to me, which is really sad to me. I wasn't expecting. Yeah. I wasn't expecting Yeah, the voices sound like that, and I also was not expecting. I don't know. I want to know the 8 hours. The 8 hours was the main thing. I was always so convinced was the weirdest thing possible, but yeah, it sounds rehearsed. And Ducky, if you haven't seen Jay Embry's thing here, I'll get us a link here so I can put it on the thing so I don't feel like a jerk just talking about it. But he put out a video. Eric, what was that video 2 or 3 days ago, or just yesterday? Maybe it was
Yesterday.
last.
It was not yesterday.
It's just
Probably you
yesterday.
put one out today, so the ones, yeah, yesterday.
But he's been putting out. He's at 300 something. He's been making videos for years. He's been making new videos every day for a couple years. They're all excellent.
He's great with documents, timeline documents. He's got it all.
Yeah, because the theory here is like these kids are coming in on bottom floor if they haven't been upstairs at all. But how would have Dylan gotten down from the living room down to the stairs? It's not like her bedroom opens to a staircase that she could have run downstairs. So after listening to the call and going over the text messages, I'm with Jay Embry. Do I believe that she's at the Holiday Inn or Best Western? It's a Best Western. I'm like, it's a Best Western. It's the only hotel right there. But does it have to be, it doesn't have to be that. I believe that the video today that I've not seen, or one of the videos, said something about check the hotel log at the Best Western.
With the car ride, the car ride he navigates?
Yeah, but the thing is that the town is so small. What's to say that somebody just doesn't isn't it that, remember how that car was found in the river?
Yeah, that was on point too.
Was that Embry who pointed that out?
Yes, that was Embry who pointed that out.
Okay, so the car was. So how close? I wish I had that.
I know exactly what he was staying in. That house, HOC house, right? That was a mile away from the river where they found the car, and he was arrested the next day at that house, that HOC. Like it was a house of common. It was like a house for people, homeless people or something.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, it was this next. It was yeah.
So that makes sense.
It's like a halfway house of some sort.
He even showed the lights to that car, and like he's on point, man. He's got. I don't agree with everything he says, but his timing and the cars, and he's got a lot of things that make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and that Ducky, like the Xana found in the hallway, it did sound like that sounds like what's going on there. But I'm wondering. I hear the door. You hear the kid knocking on the door. Let's pull up the call so that we're just not talking about it. We'll go back over it because guys who couldn't talk about this for like 100,000 years.
Exactly.
Not us. We're not going to do it, but I mean.
You want to go through the whole call first, or you got to stop it in between it?
What do you think?
I don't know. Whatever you want to do.
Let's see. Well, I mean, the call. How long is it?
Get to? Did you see the whole thing? If you didn't see the whole thing, we'll play the whole thing for her.
This video is only 4 minutes long.
Yeah. Okay.
So the call's not very long. We can pause it. I'll pause it. I'll keep it up here and pause it. Do I have it on the screen? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Then they run downstairs. Yeah. Let's listen to it. I know. Drugs. That's what I said, Mr. Mandala. All right. Sorry. I'll stop talking. Here we go.
911 calls made on the day 4 University of Idaho students were brutally stabbed to death. The audio reveals the chaos and confusion among the callers who realized at least one of their roommates was never going to wake up. The audio released on Friday, a woman called 911 just before midnight on November 13, 2022. She sounded very upset while saying, quote, "Something happened inside our house," breaking down crying. Then she tried to give the address.
No,
That's when another woman took the phone away. Take a listen.
911 location of your emergency.
Something is happening. Something happened in our house. We don't know what.
What is the address of the emergency?
1122.
What is the rest of the address?
Oh, Kings Road.
Okay. And is that a house or an apartment?
It's a house.
Can you repeat the address to make sure that I have it right?
I'm muted. Does that sound fake to you, Duck? The way she was like, I'm not 20 though, again. Or just me. I'll start it over.
I'll talk to you guys. We're
Oh, not that. Oh. Huh. I pulled it down by accident. Let me pull it back up. Oops.
the address 1122 King Road.
And what's the phone number that you're calling from?
What's your phone number?
And tell me exactly what's going on.
One of the roommates has passed out, and she was drunk last night and she not wake me up.
Okay.
Oh, and they saw some man in their house last night. Yeah.
And are you with the patient? Okay, I need someone to keep the phone, stop passing it around.
Can I just tell you what happened pretty much?
What is going on currently? Is someone passed out right now?
I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m.
Okay, I need to know what's going on right now if someone is passed out. Can you find that out?
Yeah, I'll come. Come on, but we gotta go check.
Right? And that's what I'm saying. Right, Eric?
Yeah.
That right there is the, well, I want to tell my story. So like at 4 a.m., but why didn't you call for 10 a.m.?
Exactly. What 5 a.m.?
Any of the above? I mean, that's frightening, right? I'll keep playing it, but I was
The door
just
being
like,
open could be because Dylan and Bethany opened it though too. It couldn't have been open. Like it might not have been open all day. Who knows? You know.
oh yeah, that's a good point. And the cops said all the doors were closed or open.
I don't know at that point. Like I don't like that's not clear.
I remember something like I believe all of the doors might have been open. We need somebody else to verify that. Don't listen to me. But I think that the front door was open. I do think the front door was open.
Well, I believe because when they were on the phone with them before the police came out there, she's like, go check if she's breathing or if she. And then she's like, we got to go check. Come on, no, but we have to. So
Right.
that would open the door.
Yeah, that's a weird. We have to. Is so. What were you expecting? And what did you leave from? And why were you there? I mean, I actually have more questions because of the 911 call. And I can hear. You can hear. Here we go. I'll put it back on. Give me.
But we have to.
We have to.
What's wrong? She's not waking up.
Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way.
Okay, thank you. What's wrong?
Okay, and how old is she?
She's 20.
20, you said?
Yes, 20. Here's one.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, I need someone to stop passing the phone around because I've talked to 4 different people.
Okay, sorry, they just gave me the phone.
Is she breathing?
Hello?
Is she breathing?
No.
Okay.
Do you have a defibrillator? Yes, we have one.
Are you talking to the officer?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to let you go since he's there with you and can help you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay.
She's like,
All right.
peace, I'm out.
Yeah, like, okay, bye. I love how I'm blown away that a 911 would be like, do you guys have a defibrillator? Like, you just have one. I just have one sitting around my house.
Yeah, this happened yesterday. We got one.
Yeah, exactly. We keep one around for any time somebody who's 20 might need one. Probably not very often. So, I do, Ducky. That's what I said when she was like, "Can I tell you about this last?" And that sounded well rehearsed. And now I'm super sus of what's going on with the roommates. What the hell? I was always a little bit weirded out by the 8 hours. There's no explanation that makes sense. And I'll be honest, when we come up with the best explanation was they're on drugs. And that was the only explanation that I could justify. That would
You think they went up to the 3rd floor though, right? That's at one point in the
well,
call?
that's what I thought. But now what I actually, because she says poor Kaylee, is that what she says?
Yeah, but I don't like.
No, what I think is that she's uttering that in her breath and they haven't seen Kaylee. I don't think she's seen Kaylee. I think Johnson, I think Hunter Johnson is knocking on the door of the middle floor at Xana's room.
Yeah.
I think we were told, and again, speculation, we were told that the door was barred and that maybe Ethan was laying in front of the door and they needed Hunter to jack the door open, something like that. Maybe the door
Yes.
maybe the door was
That's
locked.
what we were told, yeah.
Right. So that's what we were told. And then what we're hearing is the first person they're commenting on is Xana.
Yeah,
Right?
So
The first person they're commenting on, this passed out person, the person they're commenting on about is Xana.
and they're able to check to see if she's breathing.
Right. That's the 2nd floor. But
Yeah.
But we hear an utterance in there of the other
The
girl.
guy hyperventilating, and then they say poor Kaylee, which makes me think they're on that those two people might be on the 3rd floor.
Right. And we know that house was like paper thin.
And I don't see Xana laying there passed out. You say poor Kaylee. That doesn't cross paths with me.
No, nothing crosses paths with me other than seeing Kaylee, unless you already know what's going on. Unless you know what's going on the 3rd floor by seeing whatever on the 2nd floor and you're running back down the stairs.
And Maddie and Kaylee are on the same bed, so if you see one, you have to see the other too. So I don't. Unless Maddie was face down and you couldn't.
Look, you knew. I mean, clearly, I don't know. Because they said that, yes, that now I remember the doors were open because they said the doors were open, right? The dog was in the other room and didn't have any blood on him. So could we justify those ladies not being there? I never thought Bethany was there, and I don't know why. I don't know if it was just initial documents or initial stories or whatever he heard, but I was always so curious because it never sounded to me like Bethany was even in the house. And so now I think that it's very possible, and Jamboree hasn't gone to the Best Western, but they could have gone to anybody's house. They could have gone that direction, got out of that car and done something else. They could have gone any place. And that's, I mean, clearly if Best Western has them on there.
Could have went to Walla Walla Park and slept. Who knows?
Right? It could have gone to Brian's house while he was out running.
Yeah.
But I think there's just there's a lot of weird possibilities in there now that I didn't think about, but that does not sound, defibrillator next to the kegs. Yeah, exactly. It sounded staged. It sounded I want to tell you the story. Yeah, that part.
What else what gets me? It's like, why was Dylan texting the rideshare driver at like 2:15? What's that all about?
Yeah, she's asking if he's still working right after he had dropped Kaylee and Maddie off.
Yeah, which some people think that's when it happened. I think that they walked into it. People, like, I've seen other creators say that Maddie and Kaylee walked into this going on with Xana and Ethan, and they went.
Oh, that's like a whole nother ball game.
And if that's the case, at like 2:15, 2:20, she might be seeing if the white driver could get her out of there.
Yeah.
Or in Bethany, if Bethany's there.
Yeah, because that's wild, right? Like you don't even have to be the way that house was set up made so weird to me because it's old. It was old. Didn't like Green live there?
Yeah. Like when when he was a kid, I thought of something like that.
I do see Mr. Mandela. Yeah, maybe. I kind of wonder. I couldn't find it. I would like anybody who has it, so you can send it to our YT only mods at Gmail. The picture that we had someplace, somewhere along the line, and I bet we've got it in here. I probably have it in here someplace and I haven't found it yet. Of Dylan with that knife. Do you remember that, Eric? Do you remember?
Yeah. Yep.
We had a picture of Dylan.
I believe it's a Halloween video or something.
Is it a video? I only remember a photo.
But I believe it's like a Halloween picture or something.
Yeah, so like there's probably fake blood, whatever.
Like end of October 2022 would probably surface.
Oh my God, was the photo from like a few weeks before the murders, a month before the murders?
I thought it was around maybe it was another Halloween, but I would think it was
Well, I mean,
from the same time period.
Yeah, no, it was
Dylan's
she was definitely the same age in the photo.
She was new to the house, right? That year? She was like
Yeah.
first year.
Well, I believe the picture was in that house with that
That's
knife.
what I mean. So that would have to be the date.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh man, I have so many things. Like to trash somebody's reputation, whatever, but I don't like this thing that I think that one of those girls could have brought Bryan home and just like been here, touch this knife thing, whatever. Like, well, you could just on the snap. We were talking about that. Mr. Mandela mentioned that. Like the top of the snap would have a larger disc around it, would be flat, which would be metal that would be sticking out. So it'd be easy to have a few skin cells come off on that.
What if he traded the knife to Folly for drugs?
Right? Or maybe he bought that knife and she bought that knife and 5 other people bought that knife. You know what I mean? Maybe the Amazon search history thing was for more than just him. Did it say Amazon search history just Bryan Kohberger?
I believe they got Kopaka purchasing a knife from Amazon. I believe I heard
right
from someone.
Me, I'm a dollar store knife person. But hey, I'm just kidding. Yeah, they were attacked in the bed. They were in bed together. A machete. What I'm thinking, Ducky, initially for a while, I was like, what if those girls came home? The 2 girls go home. Xana, Ethan downstairs eating pizza, whatever they're doing. And those girls get home and go up to that room and they're like, whatever. And somebody's already in one of those bedrooms with a knife and says, turn around, walk back into their bedroom and forces them into that bedroom together. What if somebody was already there? I mean, that's a possibility. If people are on foot, that town is so small. So small. 2 weeks before. Oh, the machete. Yeah, there was one with the machete. I swear there was one with the K-bar. Is there only the machete one, Ducky?
And that guy Grower has pictures of some homemade weapons that are pretty massive.
Yeah, the Gower.
Yeah.
Yeah, the driver. That was weird. What was it? His Instagram that had all the pictures of knives?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, the picture with the machete that she has is her standing out behind the house, Ducky, is what you're saying. All right. Did you send that to me? I got, nope, that's not it. I'm like, nope, that's Scones. Yeah.
Bethany lawyered up really quick. That's why there's not much talk of what she said, because she didn't say anything.
She didn't say anything. And from what I understand, that's the neighbor on the phone, right? That's not even the female.
I believe the person who calls is Bethany, then the neighbor comes on, then Dylan comes on, and then a guy, then I think another guy, and then I think Bethany. He hands the phone to Bethany at the end.
Am I hearing Bethany saying, can I tell you the story?
I think that's Dylan that says that.
Yeah, I did too. That's what I'm just trying to figure it out in my head. I was in the prejudice. That's what I'm trying to put
I just know you can hear at the end the guy. She's like, "Stop passing the phone," and then she asks him if Susanna's breathing, and he says no. And he says, "Bethany, take this. Like they don't want to talk to me."
Yeah.
And that's when she asks about the defibrillator and leaves.
Yeah. That was weird. Do we have a defibrillator? Do you know what that is, Gal? Do you have an idea? Probably not. You probably don't have one of those. Yeah, you snap in the sheath. Imagine, look at this. Bryan meets that girl at the vegan restaurant or the vegan part of the Winco or whatever. And they start talking, and she's like, check out this Patsy. Come over to my house, older dumb guy. Let's hang out. Let's pretend. Oh, I like knives too. Check out the knife I just bought. And then you hand
Smoke
it to him
some
and let him
bud.
play with it. Yeah.
Well, that would imply that she's involved, though.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I was like, yeah, I know. And they wrote them, whatever. All I know is that those girls are technically not involved. They're technically not involved, is what we've been told. But that's the sketchiest phone call I've ever heard. Okay, Mr. Mandala, who's lived there, he lived in Moscow. He was super, and I kept saying, it's a really small town, but I have not lived there. And he thought the cops got there too fast from 911. And that was less than 4-minute phone call?
Yep.
And the cops were there already? And I kept thinking, remember how many I said there's only like so many stoplights when Jay Embry had that aerial view map up?
Yeah.
We had up on the TV, and we were looking down at it, looking directly at it, I guess. And so he was pointing out different like places in town. We kind of counted. What'd you say, Mr. Mandala? Maybe there are. I was underestimating on stoplights. On the map let's say there's 20 in the whole town, but there's like 25,000 people.
You know what else that brings up? The cop got there so quick so he could intercept the ambulance. Like, the ambulance guy never went in the house, right? No
Yeah.
fireman, no ambulance, no one. When they got there, supposedly they were told that it's dead on arrival, right?
There was. If we look at that paperwork, actually, no. If we look at that paperwork, when they get there, they call off the ambulances.
That's what I mean. So that's why the cop, he might have been waiting, like Mr. Mandela said.
Yeah. And then, when Hunter was like, you have to talk to them.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's Hunter's girlfriend. That's the other girl that's there.
And that's why she's Emily, right?
Right. But she also says she's the neighbor. Is Hunter's girlfriend the neighbor?
I believe Hunter's the neighbor too.
Are we talking, when we say neighbor, do we mean the house directly across the street with the camera we think we could see? Or do we mean that town's really small and you're my neighbor because there's a house?
No, she says something. She says, I think she says the White House or something.
Yeah, she said, I heard her say I'm the neighbor. That's what I was saying.
But she says what house it is. I mean, if you listen to it, she says, she says what house it is.
I think that's look, if you were looking for a patsy and some guy comes in your restaurant all the time and he's by himself and we haven't heard him talk. I don't know if he's autistic. I don't know how we see that. Like who knows what sometimes you can't tell at all. Having a conversation with somebody, they could tell you, like, I'm on the spectrum. You would never know. Is he going to start talking and you're going to be able to tell? He doesn't have any movements that I see, like as far as on the spectrum of being like having any I
don't buy the autistic thing.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if he were autistic, let's say he was like on the spectrum, we're all on the spectrum, whatever. Let's say he's autistic, but he's just like quiet, shy, not comfortable talking around people. And that's considered autism, though. That's like a general way of a lot of people are anymore. So
why did that come out a month ago rather than in the beginning? Like, it's
because it's HIPAA, because of HIPAA.
Yeah, but he should have released that. He should have been saying that. Like,
yeah, tell us about.
He forgot he was autistic, or he was too embarrassed to say it. Like, I don't. When you're on death row, you want to be put on death row. I would think you would release everything right away.
I don't know if they could have. They were at. I mean, that got released through the court. They were requesting through the court to release it, so it couldn't.
They didn't even release it. Remember when they tried to get rid of the death penalty, like 3 months ago in court? They didn't even release it then. I don't know. It sounds like it's a list grab, like Hail Mary.
Well,
and it might work.
Because we've watched this. We've seen cases go to trial where we're just like, this person's innocent. So like all this proof shows they're totally innocent. Yeah. Yeah, there was a frat house right nearby. There's a huge apartment complex where we get the Little Lane footage. I don't know how
Queens
many
Road,
people live
yeah.
in there. That's a big
Queen Road's apartments.
Yeah, there's Queen Roads apartments. It's campus housing, the whole area. When you have a fraternity house, how many people live in there, Mr. Mandala? 80? You got like 30 men living in bunk beds on a floor.
It's Sigma Chi, like across the street. Like you can.
It is.
Heard you could
It
see
is.
through the windows from Sigma Chi.
Yes, you could definitely see Sigma Chi anytime anybody's in the driveway or outside. You can see the fraternity. But that's not to say that there's not 8 more fraternities right there.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, everything's.
You're just seeing that one, and the houses are huge. Yeah, see, there's 80 to 100 people in each of those houses living in those fraternity houses. They're huge. They like have big ballrooms. They're massive inside. Yeah, can I just tell you about last night? Yeah, it would be large. It would be huge. If he is literally autistic, I'm gonna need to see it. I don't need to be on the stand. I'm gonna have to hear him being awkward or having some sort of like way he speaks or something that leads to being on the spectrum.
I think one of his students would have brought it up too.
Oh, really?
I think, I mean, that's where you would notice certain tendencies sitting in class with him, like, you know what I mean? Or
100%.
I would think. I mean,
no, yeah, 100%. Just I feel like if you were in a social setting or a working type setting, which would be school, I think you would notice the things. But again, like I said, that's it's hard to be like autism, and you can't. It's too big. That's way too big of a from one person could be autistic and just like not want speak to you but speak fine to somebody else. So it's kind of hard. It's like I wouldn't be able to make that designation, and I don't know without seeing how he functions in life, knowing if that has anything to do with it, and could it be prejudicial to him? Could that be prejudicial coming out? Could the jury see that and have recollections of people such as isn't Gypsy Rose's boyfriend who murdered her mom? That guy's autistic.
Nicholas Goldberg, yeah.
Yeah. But when you see him, you can tell, right? When he had interviewed, you were like, oh, okay, this man's got some like deficiency someplace. But it was more like an immaturity deficiency than anything else. That's what I mean. Like, who knows what it causes? What's the visible effects on Bryan from having autism?
Like, I know his students said he was arrogant. You know what I mean?
Maybe he's really smart.
I'm saying he came off as arrogant. I know. Or, I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, we've seen him when we saw photos of him as like a chubbier high school guy, and then a thinner man in college, or maybe that was still high school, I think. Ducky, that is a fraternity. That's totally a fraternity. That's a lot of kids. That's a lot of family siblings. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I still need more proof of anything, but I do not think those girls were in the house. And now I think everything else. I want to go back to speculation. Call me up on a panel with 8 other people and let's talk about this, because that is weird. That's weird. I need some more perspectives. Yeah, one of the female students definitely complained about it, and that lady who went on a date with him complained about him too. That sounded really weird, right?
Yeah.
The lady with pink hair.
Something about birthing hips or something.
Yeah, he said something about her birthing hips, and then he like brushed her arm or did something awkward, and what did she do? Pretend like she was throwing up in the bathroom to get him to leave.
Yeah.
Classic. That was a good trick, lady. But I mean,
that's another thing. He couldn't have liked that girl too much. Why would he pick these girls? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, there's that. How did he earn his master's? I am not positive. He had it. Isn't that what he was there for?
No, he's there for doctorate, PhD.
His doctorate. Okay. So he got his master's in Philadelphia.
What's her name? Kathleen Ramsden recommended him to there. Like she wrote a letter for him, I believe.
So was she at the school in Pennsylvania? She was his actual mentor teacher.
No, he went to a thing of hers, I know.
Oh, okay. I just knew I knew she was his mentor. I didn't. Huh. Yeah. How did he earn his master's? I mean, that's a lot of work, especially like forensic science stuff.
That's why it's bullshit.
I don't
I
know.
found the loophole.
He cheated. Maybe he cheated on his master's. This
I'm
is
saying
2025.
they found the loophole to get that autistic thing in.
Do we have the documents? I could pull that up. Let me look at it. Give me 1 second. I'll pull up that document that lets it in. Let's reread it because I mean, let's be honest. It's weird. Here's the new document. Actually, let me show that here.
Yeah, we didn't see that one yet. What is that about?
It is allowing specific people to be in court.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Okay.
So obviously you can read it. It says, state of Idaho versus Bryan Kohberger, the court having before it defendant's motion for leave to allow witness testimony at April 9th, 2025 hearing. Am I reading that wrong? It says leave, right? Has determined the witness testimony beyond declarations is not likely to be necessary for the court's consideration of the issues before it. The information defense seeks to convey can be presented by declarations. Counsel may have witnesses available by video streaming during the hearing, and should the court determine if it's necessary to hear for the witnesses, the court may allow each such testimony by video live stream. It's hereby ordered. Ryan Howell, that's what it says. The defendant's witnesses, Ryan and David Howell, shall not be allowed to testify at the hearing being held April 9th and 12th, unless the court determines at the time of the hearing that such testimony is needed, in which case it may be produced by video live stream. Dated the 12th day? Oh, that's the 18th. It's a lousy 8 there, Hitler. It's the 18th day of March, 2025. Who are those people?
Hi, Peggy. Welcome.
Hey, Peggy. I like your name. Not getting younger. Good one. Yeah. What is that? Who are those other two people? Have you heard those names? Have you
What
ever
were
heard
they
those?
again? I'm sorry, I can't read it.
I don't think anybody could read it. I can't make it any bigger. I tried to download it. It says Ryan and David Howell. Defendants' witnesses. Ryan and David Howell.
And what are they testifying to?
Well, I don't know. It just says defendant's witness. That's why I'm saying this is new to me. This came out today, 2 hours before we came on. 3 hours before we came on.
And they're approved to testify? Is that what it says?
I just read it.
Maybe they're going through April 9th. Maybe that's what it is.
What?
Maybe they have those two witnesses have to do a voir dire on April 9th?
No. Eric, put down the bomb. It says, the court having before it defendant's motion for leave to allow witness testimony at April 9th, 2025 hearing.
That would be a voir dire.
Has let me finish. Has determined the witness testimony beyond declarations is not likely to be necessary for the court's consideration. That's not
okay.
That's not voir dire.
But I mean,
it says defense, the information, it says of the issues before it, the information defense seeks is to convey. Hold on, let me get some water. Yeah, it says the information the defense seeks to convey. Sorry. Can be presented by declarations. Like they don't need to be in court. These witnesses
Okay.
don't need to be in court, is what I'm saying. Have you ever heard those names before? The
No, I
names,
never heard them names.
the names are, it's Cy Ray. Duh. I couldn't see it. It was too small. You're right. It says Cy Ryan and David Howell. So those must be, Howell must be, is he Cy Ray's buddy? Is he his partner or something?
I don't know.
So Cy Ray doesn't need to come to court.
Oh, I thought that
Is all that paperwork says.
I think that's a big deal.
It is a big deal. But he can digitally present his information on the screen. He doesn't need to be there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't think he needs to be there either. In fact, I don't think he makes the best witness.
No, but I just keep explaining what he does. It's probably best that he does it.
Yeah, I think definitely he should present what he's got. But I don't know if he makes a good witness. He didn't make a good witness in any of the hearings I've seen him in.
No. I thought his information was good for the defense.
Are you following on Peggy not getting younger?
So that motion was made by the court?
Yeah.
Okay.
That
And now it
is
came out.
now, Eric.
I'm listening.
That is Idaho versus Kohberger. That is one of the motions of limine that they brought in last week. This is the motion for leave to allow witness testimony was presented to the court. And this is his response. This is Hitler's response saying if he's going to let it happen or not. And what his response is that they don't need him there.
Yep. Okay. Understood.
Does that make sense? I bet I could find an actual video about this piece of paper. In fact, I guarantee you that
I just feel like I thought maybe like this would be made a bigger deal out of it, but maybe it isn't that important. I don't know.
well, it is a big deal for Cy Ray and for the paperwork they were bringing in with Cy Ray for his yeah. So defense release witness list. I haven't seen it. Is it on here? I haven't seen the witness list. I think that was the paperwork we needed to see before they released a witness list. Cy Ray is the specialist isn't the right word. He does tracking,
Cast
cast data. Is that right, Eric?
Yeah,
Explain.
yeah, I believe yes. Yeah, the cell phone, cast cell phone, I think.
Yeah, cast from the cell phone data. Yes, see, the only document I have today at all the other documents were orders granting leave to exceed page limits. All that stuff was from last week. The only document today is this one that I just pulled up. And it
Remember
is
the one from the other day with the 4 people from Kathy?
Yeah.
What was that one totally about?
Let me find out. I love Kathy. Let's see, because
You
I
know
know
what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, she definitely put a video. I guarantee you, she put out a video on this.
Yeah, no, I sent it to you, but I never watched it.
Oh, you sent me Kathy's?
Yeah, like a few days ago.
All right. On this, no, this is a new one. I mean, this came out today, so this is a whole nother document. The one you sent me was for a different thing altogether.
Yeah.
But look, we'll find the other one. I'll pull up this other one because I like Kathy's Indie Zone. And she's like the only person who goes over documents so precisely for myself, where I'm hearing it. I'm like, oh, this lady really knows what she's talking about. Yesterday, Eric, were responses to motions in limine. You want to see that? That's there too.
That's new?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Kathy put out several videos yesterday. She put out mystery hearing video.
I've seen that one, I believe.
And I don't know if that is like something we need to watch.
It's in July or something, I remember.
Right. So we don't, yeah, exactly. And then she put out 13 hours ago responses to motions in limine.
Now this one was like about 4 people that I think it was like, I don't know, it's like guards in the courtroom or something. Like Something weird.
Oh, that was about keep having people in the courtroom. Like literally in the courtroom?
Yeah, was it? I was just wondering what it said.
No, I'm going back over it. She has, Kathy is so good. Because that back, a couple weeks ago, there were like all those motions. And that's what you sent me, right? Like last week, there were all those motions at once.
Yeah.
I have them up. Like I have the list of them right here in front of me. So I'm just looking as state response to motion to exclude IGG, motion to a motion regarding improper expert opinion, state's response to defendant's motion, limine unnoticed 404B evidence. I don't see anything about 4 people, but that doesn't mean that if I actually opened all these documents, I would have
No, it was a Kathy video. That's what it was. It was like a 4-minute video or something, I believe. That's not that important. I'll look it up later.
All right. You send it to me again.
Yeah. Well.
All right. This is, let me pull up this Kathy video from 4 hours ago. All right. This is interesting. Let's see here. Let me get it on stage for you. Oh, we're all on stage. Let's go this way.
Welcome back to the Indie Zone podcast. My name is Kathy.
Oops, Kathy's so quiet.
In the Idaho versus Kohberger case, in the form of an order that was rendered this date, March 18th, 2025, by His Honor Judge Stephen J. Hippler. It is denying live witness testimony at the upcoming motions in limine hearings, but it appears that the court has also confirmed that these hearings will be a 2-day event, as we had previously predicted they would be, just by virtue of the numerous large number and the complexity of some of the motions in limine that the parties have filed. Let's take a look at this order. What does it say? It says here, the court having before it the defendant's motion for leave, that means permission, to allow witness testimony at the April 9th, 2025 hearing. That's the first day of the motions in limine, oral argument, ladies and gentlemen, has determined that witness testimony beyond declarations is not likely to be necessary for the court's consideration of the issues before it. Now, what is Judge Stephen J. Hippler saying here? He is basically informing the defense that what he will likely be required to evaluate in the form of evidence, in the form of witness testimony, can be elicited through declarations. That means a sworn written statement, and it's not necessary to have the witnesses also available live in the courtroom to provide further testimony. You'll recall that the court made a similar ruling last fall when the defense attempted to have such witnesses as Dr. Barbara Wolf, a Florida medical examiner, appear live to provide testimony when the defense was seeking to strike the DP. The court also concluded that what he needed was available to him without any further testimony. So this is not the first time, ladies and gentlemen, the court is making a ruling like this. However, there's a caveat here. It says counsel may have the witnesses available by video streaming during the hearing, and should the court determine that it's necessary to hear from the witness, the court may allow such testimony by video live stream. So it's not 100% certain that the defense's witness will be prevented from providing testimony beyond whatever is in the written declaration at hearing. In other words, Judge Hippler is saying, defense, not necessary to have them live in the courtroom. However, have them ready via live stream to take the witness stand remotely in the event Judge Hippler has additional questions. Now, this continues. It is hereby ordered that defendants' witnesses, Cy Ryan and David Howell, shall not be allowed to testify at the hearing being held on April 9th and 10th, 2025, unless the court determines at the time of the hearing that such testimony is needed, in which case it may be produced via video live stream. This is signed by Judge Stephen J. Hippler, and he signs it here as administrative district judge. So we also have here a ruling that's telling us, ladies and gentlemen, as we predicted, that these hearings will likely go 2 days. This will now conclude this episode of the Indie Zone podcast. My name's Kathy. Thank you for joining.
I love Kathy. See how straight to the point she is.
Then she just explained what we were talking about.
Yeah. So
That's
I
great.
know.
No, that
and,
was awesome.
and she makes more sense than I do.
You
And
made good sense.
I know, but it's easy because I'm like reading the document. I think that's the thing, though. I find it easier to actually see it in front of me, you know? Like that's why I wish I had, when I was trying to blow up that document, I realize now I think I took a screenshot on my phone. And it's probably why I couldn't get it any bigger.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I think that's why I couldn't get any bigger on the computer. But I think that I can fix it in Canva. I can add it later. It's not that big of a deal. Kathy has all of the documents, and I got to put links. I keep wanting to put the link. The link to get to all these documents. I mean, like, nobody really needs to download all these. Is what I think. There's so many documents. There's hundreds and hundreds of pages. What would you say?
No, that link is good.
Yeah, I was wondering. Yeah, Peggy not getting younger. I love this. You guys are killing me today. What did you think of that? You're new to our chat, so I'd love to hear your opinion. I mean, the whole thing is just it's just too fishy. It's too fishy. It's hard to see like the document. I'm getting the Bryan Kohberger side of it, and then hear the phone call, and we're getting the victim side of it. Hey, Necessary Evil. How's it going, friend?
Hey, hello, Necessary Evil. Welcome.
I love your name. I always enjoy when you join, and when you join us. Enjoy when you join us, I guess. Say that correctly. So I think we could move on from Bryan today, even though everybody just got here. But we got more. Got LoriVallow, and I got KarenRead.
Want to go over Karen now?
We're doing pretty
not too
good.
much to do on that, I don't think.
No, yeah. What, the Karen stuff?
Yeah, I got a few things that they went over today. So they didn't go. It was only like a 3-hour court session.
It was like barely court session.
Yeah, and they went over. I mean, they went over a few things that were important.
Yeah, I agree, Ducky. I don't know. All of it's just sus to us now. We're just like everything's sus now because it just continues. It's like never ending with the Kohberger case, in my opinion. Like we can't just have it any easy way. There's no easy way to do it.
When they drop something, it throws you in another direction.
Yeah. So I have several KarenRead videos. You sent me the one about the I have one about Judge Cannoni talking about the false statements.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
Is that the one you wanted me to play?
Yeah. That's the one which she kind of like.
Where she's trying. Yeah, I'll pull it up because this is.
If you haven't seen it, it's good. You think.
Even the title kind of says it. Like even the thumbnail that she's got says it all. Oh, I dropped that down.
Oh, it scared me watching it.
It did?
Yeah, I thought she was going to do something completely different, and then she changed. I mean, you'll see.
Oh, yeah, because we thought she was getting rid of Jackson. All right, you guys see it?
Or the witnesses, too.
Or Arca. Yeah, no, this is I don't have it on the screen yet. Yeah, this is today was kind of a big deal. And what I saw is wins in her favor. Let's see.
Her word.
Judge Beverly Cannoni admonishing KarenRead's lawyers, saying they repeatedly and deliberately misrepresented their relationship with accident reconstruction experts from ARCA. Still, she said those controversial experts can testify and the defense won't be sanctioned, including the possible removal of attorneys from the case.
There's no other attorneys I'd rather have but my attorneys.
Read has pleaded not guilty to hitting and killing her boyfriend John O'Keefe with her SUV after a night of drinking. In the first trial, the jury heard about a trip Read and O'Keefe took to Aruba, during which the couple fought. The prosecution now says details of that trip won't be presented at the second trial.
Doing this film is my testimony.
Jurors could see fresh evidence with the release of this new docuseries, in which prosecutors say Read suggests for the first time that O'Keefe took her vodka soda glass when he exited her SUV on the night he died.
There was another statement regarding a claim that Miss Read pulled glass from John O'Keefe's face. Never heard that before.
The trial is set to start April 1st, but the defense is looking for a delay, pending federal appeal of the SJC's recent ruling that denied their efforts to have two charges against the defendant dropped. The state opposes any delay.
Certainly, if it were possible to have all of this resolved before moving forward, it would be ideal.
The prosecution and defense were asked to estimate how long their portion of the case might last. Combined, the trial looks like it might last anywhere from 5 to 7 weeks. Today's hearing has been continued until Thursday. In Dedham, John Maroney, NBC 10 Boston.
All right, John, you covered a lot of ground there, and there's plenty to unpack tonight. Let's take a look at some of the bigger moments.
Let's start with that harsh warning from Judge Beverly Cannoni. She determined that Read's defense team deliberately misled her about their relationship with two expert witnesses during the first trial. And today, the judge said their actions were flagrant.
I need to be able to take counsel at their word. So I'm not going to tolerate false statements, any stretching of the truth, no misleading distortions. There's no place for that in the courtroom.
We want to bring in criminal defense attorney Peter Ellikin now. Peter, what is your take on Judge Cannoni's comments today? More importantly, if the judge says that she can't trust defense counsel because of their actions, how are we as the public watching this going to believe, well, we should trust them? This is a fair trial.
She certainly didn't mince words or hold back at all. And I think it was fair comment that she made. Candor with the court is essential. An attorney is only good as his or her word, won't tolerate false statements. That's fair comment. In fairness, I don't think over the last, this case has gone on for over 2 years and 9-week trial and all that. I don't think there's been a long history of this. But with these particular, this particular issue, which is kind of complicated with these experts, because these experts were independent experts hired by the feds, did a report for the feds, testified at the state trial, and didn't deviate from what they did with that independent report. However, the fact that there were discussions that weren't disclosed with defense counsel, there's a potential for getting paid, you have to tell the court, you must. And it's okay to hire and pay experts, but you have to be transparent and make that clear to everybody.
Mm-hmm. All right, Peter, following Read's wishes, Judge Cannoni is allowing her to keep her legal team intact despite this Rule 14 violation. So what if he had decided to dismiss Jackson, for example? What are the implications on that for a fair defense? I imagine that kind of thing is very rare.
Yes, it's extremely rare, particularly to do it at the 11th hour. It would have caused a great deal of, I think it would have been critical and chaotic if you lose one of the lead defense counsel a week and a half or 2 weeks before trial. And then you'd have to, I don't know how you could make that up or whatever. So if you really did want to remove counsel, I think you got to do it well in advance. I mean, certainly the judge was within her rights. She could have removed counsel here, but boy, that would have just been an almost insurmountable problem for the defense, and the trial might not have been quite as fair.
And then in the end, she decided to wrap them on the knuckles and move on.
That's right.
Peter Ellikin, thank you very much. Judge Cannoni's scolding from the bench was not the only tense moment in the courtroom today.
Two sides sparred over accusations of witness intimidation during the last trial. So it is clear the Commonwealth believes KarenRead shared inside information with a local blogger knowing her supporters would act out once they heard those details.
You would have to choose to be oblivious to think that that information that is shared was then not generated to intimidate and harass witnesses for 2 years.
Yeah.
In fact, Mr. Carney has over a dozen indictments for just that.
The Commonwealth made their best effort to tether Miss Reed to Aiden Kearney. And they did it through a grand jury. And those members of the grand jury said no.
So that blogger right there, Aiden Kearney, also known as Turtle Boy, was in that same Dedham courtroom this morning watching these motions. Later in the day, however, he was at a different courthouse facing a new witness intimidation charge. Now, the controversial blogger pleaded not guilty today in Stoughton District Court. The newest charge centers around an incident in Canton back on March 4th. That's when Kearney allegedly harassed Chris Albert. That is the brother of the man who owned the Canton home where O'Keefe's body was found.
Okay, we're joined now by courtroom insider Sue O'Connell. Sue, you spent a lot of time in the courtroom during the first trial. We could hear some of the testimony about people who feel like they were intimidated. So kind of put all of this into context for us as we head into the
You want to hear this expert?
So the challenges here around
No, you can change it.
intimidation term is that we think one thing and then the law.
Only because, I mean, sometimes we watch the news people and then think like that's what we were going to talk about.
You know, I did that already.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, no. That's what we were going to talk about. That's what we do here. Yeah, like I'm blown away. I'm blown away that she's allowing art. I mean, did it last week. I didn't think she was going to do it. I was pretty sure she was going to nix it because of the dollar amount. And I get it. It does not look good. But if you were to explain to a jury that's how it always happens, I don't think it would look that bad.
You know why she did it, right?
Yeah.
She wants the trial to start. This
Yeah.
will knock it back like 2 months. If she knocked Jackson out?
Yeah, because and then they tried to knock the trial back because it's supposed to start on the 1st, right? They tried to knock it back to the end of April. Did they get anywhere with that?
They asked her for continuance, but I don't think she granted it.
I don't know if
she had to think about it.
Are they back in court tomorrow or Thursday?
She said, I believe Thursday, from what I heard. I thought it was tomorrow, but I heard Ben say Thursday.
Her 10 hours of work this week. I'm gonna take Wednesday off, I guess. I mean, that's so rude of me. I don't really know how maybe she's working 10-hour days, but it's just so small. You know what? I did see that. In fact, Necessary Evil. I did see that. That was I watched that yesterday. Eric, did you see that? Did I put that in Discord? About
no, I don't know.
Murray?
I remember you said something about it, but I never checked it out. I'll look into it later.
So that's a great case, and that's kind of an OG. I watched a video on it, and they said this was the original internet missing person, whatever. And I was like, no, you're not. No, you're not, Maura Murray. But it's super interesting. And then the guy that they named a suspect is just like another guy who was kind of stalking her. That was going to the Naval Academy was it a Naval Academy? He was going to the same military school. Yeah. Yeah, that was wild. Do you know anything about Eric, this woman?
No, I couldn't even tell you anything, but put it on my catch-up list.
Yeah, what's wild about that was that because it's old. This is old. Like there's definitely videos about her on YouTube. There's definitely creators who've made videos about her, but she just went missing, Eric. She was just like a grown woman. She was a young woman. She was driving. She had a bunch of booze in her car. They found her car pulled to the side of the road, and there was a really short window when they didn't see her, and then she.
Is it South Carolina or something? North Carolina?
It was in the South. I think it's South Carolina.
They find a car by train tracks or something.
They found it by some fields, and they were like, maybe there could be
I
trees.
think I read when it first happened. I think I read something about it, but okay.
Yeah, see, and then now Ducky said, what did I post it yesterday, the day before? They just announced it as supposedly, but that person was already a suspect 10 years ago, but then since then, or 20 years, I mean, this has been a while.
Oh, it's not the ball player or something like that?
Well, the suspect they're saying now is somebody that I think they have him in custody. I think the point was that he went out and hurt somebody else this many years later. And so now they have a little bit more on him that they could probably maybe tie him back to Mora. But I will go back over it. Let's see. He's going to have to.
I read a little about it the other day too. Yeah, now it's coming back to me, but not much.
It was good. She was smart. She was possibly like drinking and driving. There was all these like weird points where she like stole stuff. Do you guys remember? Like, have you watched that? She was like a klepto, but for no reason. Like she did weird things. She had weird tendencies where she did weird things that made her a human. That were just like, that's a uncashed paychecks. Her vehicle backed into an abandoned house. Yeah, she was like, her car was just like in the side of the road. Like it didn't make any sense. She could have gone to a farmhouse that was really close with the lights on if she needed to go to someplace and somebody would have been there and could have helped her, but that's not what happened. It's a mystery, but yes, they did name a person of interest, and I don't remember what year that was. I'm gonna look it up. Let's see what year she went missing.
And he like assaulted somebody recently. I can't remember. Like then they got its DNA from that or something like that.
Yeah, because I think his DNA was in her car, and there's no explanation. I think there's
read something about that. I just couldn't put the names together.
Yeah, she went missing February 9th, 2004. 20 years ago. 21 years ago.
Okay.
So, yeah, she just disappeared. And that was like that's one of those internet mystery missing people like Kenny Veach. Like the guy who went to the M Cave in Nevada and just like wandered into the desert and then nobody ever saw him again. There's a million videos about Kenny Veach, but a lot of memory videos too. Saying her name wrong. Mora. I think it's Mora. His fingerprint was found on a CD. Oh yeah, it was on a CD. I think on a CD or a CD case. Yes, Necessary Evil. That's what it was. It was.
What are you doing with a CD case in the car?
With his fingerprint on it, right? If I were that guy, I'd be like, I met that chick at the gas station. I went back to my car, got a CD and handed it to her. I mean, I don't know, something. It's a little bit. Yeah, you're right. Necessary Evil. I have seen some other people have gone missing. YouTubers have gone missing, but I don't know how real it always is. The Kenny Veach thing was a trip because he was in Area 51.
Well, speaking of missing people, I got an update.
Whoa, tell us. What do you got?
On Sadishka, the one from the Punta Cana.
Yeah.
So they released the kid. They took his passport the other day. Well, if anyone don't know, there was a girl who was on spring break. Her name is Sadishka Kananki, and she was went to Punta Cana on March 3rd. And then she was there for a few days. She's seen on video walking to the beach with some guy and a bunch of friends. And everybody returned but her. And they found the guy who she was with, and they took his passport, detained him. But today, his lawyers demanded they arrest him or release him. So they released him. And Sadishka's parents want the police to report her as dead.
That's the saddest thing I've ever seen watching Sadishka's parents talk about how they know she's drowned. His mom is like crying hysterically while his dad's trying to have like a press conference to like pray for his child. And it is so sad.
A lot of investigators say it's premature, but I mean, I guess the family just wants to put it behind them, or like they.
Well, that's what animal cruelty. Do you see that, Eric?
No.
Necessary Evil put that in chat here. That it was animal cruelty. That's how this guy got caught.
Okay.
And they say he killed like dozens of animals. Yeah, where's Lindbergh's baby?
So that's basically they released the kid. I mean, they're still investigating it. It's not, they didn't close it just because the parents told them to, but that's the latest on that case.
Mm-hmm.
12 days now she's been missing, but nobody was found. So that's why they can't close it.
Well, and there was a lot of weird things about that. Like one, I've never been to the Dominican Republic. So I didn't realize that the water was so salty that the bodies would float. That was one of the things they said. Like if she got pulled, that's how they found those people that pulled under the undertow. They got spit back out by the ocean.
Yeah, supposedly, yeah. And they said there's not much shark where sharks would eat them and the body would, it wouldn't last long in the water. They said it's
Yeah, we watched that newswoman who said, we don't have sharks that eat people here, or a newsman. And I thought, what? How do you know? But I mean, they know. They're like, clearly that's a huge tourist area, so they would know. But you would think that beach, since people had just drowned there and they're not going to put anything on the beach to say, hey, don't do that.
They released like videos of her like throwing up like before she went to the beach, like basically saying, she was pretty wasted and probably shouldn't have been in the water. I don't know why they thought it was good to release that video, but that's what they did. And it was all blown up, like, or even maybe it's more showing like her friend should have been taking care of her.
Yeah, no, I just looked at that ducky. The Lindbergh baby thing is actually kind of weird now that you say that. Like they found his baby, it was dead. How come they never found Moira? That would have made more sense if they found her unalived someplace. But no, going back to Sadishka though, I had like so many thoughts when they show her throwing up. That's before they walk down to the beach. At first, we were under the yes, exactly. I thought that her friends were like bye, and she walked down to the beach with those guys. But she walked to the beach with those guys and her friends, and then her friend left.
Yeah, I just thought it was strange for friends to leave, but. I mean, when you're drinking and if you feel sick and you want to get back to the room, I don't know. I mean, they're young kids. I was a young kid once. I probably didn't make the best decisions.
No, come on. That's when you are 20-something. You're like, we're on vacation and it's 4 a.m. and we're wasted. You got it. You just know way you're still awake and not wasted at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then
I have PTSD against the water, so I know I wouldn't have been in the water no matter how drunk I was.
I think I don't know. Let's see, blackout drunk. This girl was throwing up, and then she puke rallied. The puking rally, where you throw up and go back to party more. I haven't seen that in 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying that is what she's doing in that video, because that's before they wander down to the beach. And that boy, that is true. I did watch a creator today. I watched a short video. I'm not sure what her name was. It was just something that came on my screen. She was talking about both these people are wasted drunk. That boy, I saw him I tried to watch the court trial, but it's all in Spanish.
Yeah, and that's another thing. They said he changed his story 3 or 4 times. Did he change his story? When you have a translator, your story might be the same, but you're translated different. Which is, whether it's done purposely, accidentally, but if he's a good guy like everybody said he was, maybe he told the right story and they just screwed it up.
Yeah, I honestly I watched him in court today. He is another person. It looked, and again, this is not a good judge. How am I going to judge that? I'm not saying he did or didn't do anything just by seeing him in court, but he sure looked like a nice kid. He didn't have he just does. But I mean, alcohol, drugs, whatever else could have been involved there. I don't think anybody accused any of these kids of being on drugs at all. But I mean, up at 4 something in the morning, who knows? But at the same time, I could see that. This is a very, very, very sad thing. If she just drowned and this poor man is going to, have this on his, in his head for the rest of his life, no matter what happened to her. And I honestly don't know. There's no way for me to tell. I got no bearing on this guy to tell if he's a bad guy or not.
Yeah, me neither. I just wanted to give an update.
We wanted an update. Thank you. And then the other thing we had was that my Diddy information today was just Busby. Busby quit?
Busby quit?
It looks like Busby quit 4 hours ago. Let's see.
Quit what?
Trying to sue him for a bunch of. Let me see.
Cases?
It says Houston, 3 hours ago, and Houston attorney Tony Busby withdraws from sex trafficking lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs.
Oh, wow.
This is from March 18th, 7:35 p.m. Out of Houston. Houston attorney Tony Busby has withdrawn himself from sex trafficking lawsuit filed against Sean Diddy Combs. The withdrawal comes after a federal judge signed an order saying Busby had not been permitted to practice law in the Southern District of New York.
Oh, wow.
Pro se. The other order went on to say Busby shall file a letter by March 18th. So this is not really that big of a deal. It sounds
He's got to get the Viche.
yeah, he's got to get, yeah, exactly. I'm like, now I see what we're getting at, right? So by March 18th, explain why he failed to notify the court about his inability to practice law in the Southern District of New York and proposed steps to rectify it. In a letter to U.S. District Attorney Ronnie Abrams, Busby says he made an error in judgment by failing to inform him that he lacked the eligibility to practice law in the Southern District of New York. I now seek to remedy this error by withdrawing my representation of the plaintiff in this matter pending the resolution of my admission to this court. The letter says, as an attorney in good standing of the New York State Bar, the Texas State Bar, and your sister district, the Bar for Eastern District of the State of New York, I believe I am eminently qualified and should not be precluded from representing the plaintiff in this action. At this time, however, my admission status has become a distraction that has shifted the focus of the matter away from where it should be, which is securing justice for the plaintiff. The letter goes on to say the plaintiff, in that case, will continue to be represented by counsel from another law firm until Busby sorts out the issues. Busby has been representing over 120 individuals who allege they were victimized by Combs. Combs has been in Brooklyn jail since September, arrested on racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking charges. He is awaiting trial, and that is coming up in April.
Huh.
So that looked like it was a bigger deal than it was, huh? I saw that 3 hours ago, and I was like, whoa. All right.
Still kind of a big deal. I got a little update on Luigi.
Oh, that was the other one. I didn't have any videos. Eric for the win.
I got a quick update. Just
tell us about Luigi before we wrap it up today.
Luigi, they were saying that they tried to get his arrest in Pennsylvania, like it was an illegal arrest because they like entrapped him by handing him food at McDonald's to get his prints, and then they like tested his DNA from that like quickly, I guess, or something, and they did an improper search and seizure on him. Like, so I don't know if they searched him before they read him his rights or whatever they did, but that's his lawyers trying to get an illegal arrest, but I think they're trying to do anything. But also I found it crazy. The donations to him are at $729,611 as of yesterday.
All right.
He's got like the largest one was $35,000, and that person wrote anonymously. What intrigues me is how unified he is against Strata.
You're clicking your pen.
Oh,
I
sorry.
hear you clicking. I'm like, I hear you clicking your pen, Eric. At first, I thought you were typing again, and I was like, "What's he typing?" Oh, Eric,
Yeah.
do you think that was an illegal search and seizure? Do you think that that's enough money for Luigi to have any form of justice?
Well, you know what? So I seen someone, and they said he's facing 3 charges. He's facing a New York charge, a Pennsylvania charge, and a federal charge.
Yes, yep.
So I don't know if he needs 3 different lawyers because it's 3 different charges, but they were saying that it might not be enough.
Yeah, I don't think it's enough money. Yeah, when you said, I mean, how much has Karen spent?
I said over almost $5 million.
Yeah, and
He sold their house, and
his case is going to be a lot more expensive.
I think they got a lot of evidence on him too.
I don't think Diddy cares about the civil suits. No, I don't. I don't think he cares about any of the civil suits, which is sad. But I think that the civil suits could be what got him arrested is most likely. If we think about like a lot of the other cases that happened, the unfortunate Bill Cosby, who got out of prison, but it was civil case that screwed him over. They got him out, but I mean, it was civil suits that got him in. So it's kind of hard to determine if Diddy cares or not. If he's got 100 and something suits and each person wants $1 million, he can't cover that.
But to answer your question, I don't think you have any rights when you skip town and they got you on videotape shooting someone. So I don't think it was an illegal arrest.
Yeah, right. That's the problem. That's the thing. It's like, it's not enough money, but it's kind of hard to. I mean, he's guilty. I don't know how. What's this illegal searches of his bag in McDonald's, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what like.
I think the police, whoever arrested him, probably not cops, whoever arrested him can come to court and literally say like, yeah, they can justify it, not reading him his rights.
Yeah,
as a U.S. citizen, and he's like, he's not dumb. He knew what his rights were. He didn't speak. He didn't say anything to him.
I mean, is it on camera too? Is there him? He said it was a legal arrest. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there's got to be a body cam, right?
I would think so.
It's enough money for me too, Ducky. He's the new Wade Wilson. Diddy or Luigi?
Luigi.
Oh, Luigi, yeah, and the ladies like Wade, and which is disgusting, and they like Luigi, which makes sense.
Oh, I also found it kind of weird that supposedly it's trying to say he's got sex videos out there, Luigi.
I can't find him. Ducky said that. You said that. We said that. I can't find any, and I mean. Look on the dark webs or whatever, but I don't see it. And I'm like, I really don't want to be searching for porn videos.
A lot of people said that they couldn't find, no one could really find him. So he might have had, if he does, he might have. But I remember hearing like that he was in so much pain he couldn't have sex. So when was he making
his
videos?
back, right? That's his whole.
That's what I remember. There was a big deal about that. Like he couldn't get medicine and he couldn't have. But I don't know. That's what I found interesting. That the sex videos made by a guy who can't have sex.
Is he doing that necessary evil? Yeah, exactly. That would be pretty funny. Like, oh, but he's fine in this video.
Oh, in York County, huh?
Oh, wow. Was it? Yeah, it's just, those videos. Oh, gosh.
Is that Fort Myers? What is that?
Yeah, right? Is that where he's at? Texas?
No, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Wait, no.
Nah.
Oh, Luigi killed his victim.
He's not getting younger, yeah.
I thought you were saying Wade did that. I'm sorry, I misunderstood what you wrote.
I did too.
Peggy knows a lot about Diddy. Oh, good.
Yeah, Peggy. We I mean, there is a lot of players, right?
We did a lot on Diddy. If you check out some of the other videos.
We went over all the people associated that Cora, what's her name? Courtney. That woman,
Kristen Coram,
Kristen Coram, and y'all. I was gonna share a article from Rolling Stone with you, and I read it, and then I went to go print it out, and it was like, log in. I was like, why is there a paywall? There's a paywall that let me read the article, and I just like screenshot it the first time when I was looking at it. We'd be looking at it right now, but it was her saying that she was being. She's not any part of it, and this is ridiculous that they name her. And it was, but it's in Rolling Stone. It's a decent article. I'm sure it'll be they'll probably be on their YouTube channel. Somebody will probably read it on there. But I mean, there's so much Diddy stuff every day. But I just want to see him in court. I did have. Oh, maybe I didn't get the picture. I had a photo of him. Nope, it's on my phone. Where he's because nobody's in court, right? They have like a drawing of him. And apparently he hasn't been coloring his hair. So he looks
hard to do that in jail, right?
I don't think you color your hair in jail. I think that'd be like a big, huge waste of money. Like I don't know how much, you know what I mean? I don't know if somebody can sneak that into you. I don't know what chemicals are in that. I don't know if that's a thing to be allowed in jail. It seems like a nah. It seems like they'd be say no.
I forgot there was something really weird that you're not allowed in jail that surprised me. I forgot what it was.
Oh, I want you to tell us.
I think it was from Oh, what's her name? Case. I remember.
The ballerina?
No, the other one.
Corey Richins.
No.
The
The
other
one who was
one.
like convicted. She killed the guy she lived with. And the suitcase girl.
Oh, okay, Sarah Boone.
Yeah. There was something that she wasn't allowed in jail. Like I forgot what it was.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, yeah, I remember that now, and I
I
can't
forgot what
remember
it was. It was something that I was like, why?
I'm gonna look it up. We'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah, I forgot what it was. It was something I found really weird that but it made sense.
Yeah, we're like, I think it's hilarious that those videos could maybe even exist. Yeah, Kool-Aid does work. That's a good point. Necessary evil. So like do they make black Kool-Aid to cover gray hair on black hair? Probably not. But I want to see him. I want to see him in person. We have LoriVallow. Did we not talk about LoriVallow today?
No, we didn't hit on Lori. And I didn't see anything on Lori, so you'll be educated.
I have. Well, she's in court, and the judge.
Yeah, I know. I missed it.
It is, and then let's watch this video because the judge, she kind of slams her for lack of preparation, and it's kind of funny because how could she be prepared?
LoriVallow in court being a lawyer is really funny.
Oh, I know. That's why we want to watch this, right? I'd love to wrap it up. We're almost 2 hours, but at the same time, we did say we were going to talk about all these people, or at least I said we were when I made that thumbnail. This is the wrap up person, I think.
How long is this?
This video is 12 minutes long. We don't have to watch the whole thing.
No, we can watch it.
We can see how good it is.
Very amusing watching Lori in court.
We'll leave our microphones on so you can hear Eric and I laughing about this stuff because LoriVallow. I mean, I don't like this lady, so sorry, not sorry that I don't like this woman. And here we go.
Your assertion is that all these people that you've listed in your notices have relevant information for trial?
Correct.
And do you know if the police have interviewed these people?
Your Honor, the first listed person is a reporter. So I'm not really sure the relevance of a reporter.
He's the only one that hasn't been. So that's what I stated.
So, Your Honor, the point is to start with, one, these people, I'm not sure all of them actually have been interviewed. Those that have would have been interviewed 5 years ago. So whether or not their addresses are correct, unclear. It's not the state's responsibility for the defendant to do the defendant's work and find these people. I have an opportunity to do interviews just as the defendant does. So in terms of the witnesses, I think that most of them, as best I can guess, would be character evidence, which would be improper under 405. So depending on what they say, then I need to file motions to preclude or motions in limine for any or all of these witnesses.
All right, so it's premature to address these today. The state's going to have to interview them and find out if, in their opinion, they have relevant information or not. And then if there's a dispute as to whether or not they'd be called, I'll have to deal with that as it comes up. But if they're unable to be located or interviewed, obviously they won't be called at trial. Mr. Dworkin, if you want him to do extractions, you're not ready for trial. So in order for him to do the work that he's requesting, getting copies of a laptop or a cell phone or whatever the case may be, that's going to take him time to extract and analyze and then prepare a report, months maybe.
I understand that, Your Honor, and I'm hoping he can do it in an expedited manner. I requested him from OPDS on January 14th.
Special meeting.
He got approved on March 7th.
Well,
from OPDS.
You're the one pressing for your speedy trial, so you kind of have to make a decision on we're set for trial. You want to go to trial, or you want to have him do that work that you want?
He's teaching her as he goes.
Oh, this poor man.
Even if he got the laptops today, generally those types of things can take weeks, even months to analyze and prepare a report on.
Heavy on the sarcasm.
I understand that. And I also understand that I've only been given 10 hours for him from OPDS, right? So if he could spend 10 hours this week getting them ready, then he can give us a report with the best that he can do.
Well, the report's already late technically, but if we're allowed,
It's supposed to be in 30 days before trial.
it's going to take time to coordinate him
Not
getting
2
the.
weeks.
Let's start here specifically.
And remember,
what
she
are you
struck them
requesting?
for
'Cause
getting
the
late
state wasn't
incidents and got
clear
rid of
whether
the
you were
death
requesting
penalty.
items here impounded by a particular police department or items that may be impounded in Idaho.
Well, I'm sure that my investigator would like to have all of those things done, and I realize that we're on a time constraint, and I would be only concerned with one item, which is at Chandler Police Department, which was Charles, my husband's phone. Charles Vallow's phone.
Which husband? Yeah, she had to say it. See?
Number 5.
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
I would like a copy
Oh, no.
of the extraction.
Daybell's
that
number
took.
5. Number
The
4.
dead
The
one.
digital
The dead one.
forensic extraction from Chandler Police could be given to him immediately. That would be very helpful.
Wasn't that already disclosed?
How do you think her dead husband's
part of
cell
the
phone
initial
messages are going to help
terabyte.
her? Jeez.
Yes.
This is like her wanting to have her daughter's testimony, her dead daughter.
Everything that I have is on a 22 terabyte
That's why LoriVallow lawyers
hard
awesome.
drive.
Oh, only
I give
22
that away.
terabytes for these guys.
I can't do my work.
Well, can't you make copies of files out of it?
22 terabytes.
I understand that. Okay. So what's your proposal?
22 terabytes.
He's just
That's all
saying
he-
again.
That's all he
I
said.
mean,
22 terabytes.
Nothing else.
if you have all that information in a file, I'm not saying you have to copy the whole 22 terabytes, but there's
Oh,
a file in there somewhere that's the Cellbrite extraction already for that requested item.
I want
that's
a
been
body
in
language guy
defense
and the
possession
judge.
for however
Is
long
it-
now.
I was reading the JFK files too, so I'm busy.
yeah, yeah, I know.
So I'm happy to make
22
an order,
terabytes
but
and 80,000
again,
pages. I got this.
if he's not done with that information you want, are you still wanting to proceed to trial at the end of this month?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Do you know what's really fun? Making a website on Wix.
It's an ad in the middle of long.
Hey, we're how ridiculous. 3 childhood friends.
Well, it could still be precluded because
Look at her shackled up.
depending on what his
Oh.
is, first of all,
She's got her shower shoes
it's
on.
late under the rules of evidence and rules of
She's at the
disclosure.
beach.
And secondly,
Yeah.
depending on what he says, the state
It's closest to beach as she's getting.
consult with an
Yeah, no,
expert as well.
undoubtedly. Arizona.
So even if he got something done, it could still be precluded, but I'll give him the opportunity to do whatever it is that you think he needs to do to analyze that. But that information's been in defense possession for months, if not over a year.
More than a year, Your Honor.
And he was just approved by OPDS last week, Your Honor.
I thought you said he was approved. You applied in January.
I applied for him in January and last Friday, he got approved.
Again, this is one of those things where you have to weigh your options on whether it's worth it to get a continuance so you can have your defense do the work that you want done on your defense. But if you're telling me you don't want to do that,
I would like to do that, but my situation in my housing department precludes me from doing that.
from asking for a continuance,
No, from getting things done in an effective and quick manner.
all right, well, so you're telling me you don't.
Where do you
wanna
gotta go that you need a trial so quick?
Any
Where you going?
information at this point could be precluded as being
Going on
untimely.
vacation with her husband.
I
You don't even
understand
gotta
that
go to death
rule,
row.
And I understand how
Yeah.
unfair and prejudicial that would be to me.
She come back here?
Go back to Rexburg.
Oh.
So I guess I'm gonna have to cross the bridge on whether these notice defense witnesses
I didn't know we had a
are even
max
able to be
prison
located
yesterday.
and interviewed.
no,
Before
I'm
I
just
make a
saying that-
decision on whether they
I don't know.
have
Oh.
relevant information or can be called at trial.
Obviously, Your Honor, we have
She literally might be
a little
coming
over a
back
week
here.
to try to interview these people, so
I
I will
understand.
file something at the end of next week indicating who I've been able to reach and interview and ask to preclude everyone else.
All right.
It's a funny clip.
I may also obviously ask to preclude them regardless,
Right.
based upon what they may say.
All right. What else do we need to address today then?
Your Honor, the only other motion that we did not address last week was the state 609 motion. I presume the defendant will likely testify, so I don't know if we wanted to address that now.
Are you prepared to address that?
Oh, she's gonna
I
get
generally
on the
will,
stand. How's she gonna do this?
She's gonna talk to herself.
Well, clearly one of those other
it's
attorneys.
likely that the
still,
jury
I
would
mean,
hear about.
just ridiculous.
She probably
I'd
thinks
like
she can talk to herself though.
I would like to see her do
but
it, to be
at
honest.
your request, they could be sanitized, meaning
That he has to tell her what it means.
that they would only hear about the fact that you have convictions, as opposed to what the nature of the conviction are. But that would be up to you whether you want that information out or not. And then the jury would receive a limiting instruction that the existence of those convictions is only to be used for the purposes of determining credibility.
Oh my gosh, because
So
this
you should be
case
aware
can't
of that
bring
when
in
you
that she murdered the kids.
make a decision on whether you want to testify or not. Oh, if you do want to testify, it will be question and answer, meaning you need to write out all your questions that you want to be asked and have one of your advisory counsels ask those questions to you when you're on the witness stand.
Oh, see?
Pretty much talking to yourself.
Take a witness
Yeah.
stand and just give a
Yeah.
narrative. It'll be question.
No, or advisory counsel.
So am I supposed to reply to the 609? Is that what you're saying? And ask for it to be sanitized if I want that?
We can talk about that when we actually have a 609 hearing, but yeah, you can make
your
that request orally.
Teacher?
You don't have to do a written response. I indicated last time for your opening statement and closing argument and questioning witnesses that you'll pretty much be limited to the podium. We'll be in a different courtroom apparently for trial, but it'll be set up very similarly. Either your investigator or one of your advisory counsels will approach witnesses with exhibits if you have to.
Charles, necessary evil. What do you mean that they didn't charge others as well? Because her current husband's in prison. He got charged. He went to prison already. But in Arizona, is that what you mean? Did he face charges in Arizona also, Eric? I'll be
No, because
honest.
he killed the kids in Idaho, I think.
Yeah, because the kids were killed in Idaho, but her brother or Charles was killed in her husband was Charles also, right? He was killed in Arizona?
Yeah, he was killed in Arizona. Charles was killed in Arizona by her brother, who's dead.
Right. So that is like a whole nother thing. I think that she got convicted here with the kids. I think she comes back here after this, and she's going to be in Idaho on whatever Max. And I'm pretty sure Max is in Nampa, but that's a men's prison. So I could be just really wrong. Maybe the women's prison could be someplace in southern Idaho. Do you see that question from Ducky, Eric?
Yes, I just answered it. I just
okay.
Up now.
All right, let's finish this video.
Show a witness an exhibit. So I'll have to do the same limitations on the state. The state would be confined pretty much to the area of the podium, and the state would have someone assist in approaching witnesses with exhibits and that sort of thing.
Oh, I feel bad for him.
All right.
Exhausted trying to.
I have some motions that I'd like to file. I've had a really hard time getting my paralegal is very busy. I don't have copies.
All right, we'll make copies.
They don't have a copy of the
state, and then we'll.
They have a copy machine in the joint.
Depending on what they are.
Yeah.
I'll rule on them
They
as
ran
the
out of Xerox
response
paper.
And replies come in, or we may have to address them depending on what they are. So plan on that questionnaire going out. I think we said
Ducky. Don't you feel
I think
bad
we
for
said next Thursday.
Dr.
The 20th will be
Boreski
sent out
or
to potential
Judge
jurors
Boreski?
Oh yeah.
for the first batch of jurors, and then the
I want to know who
responses
he
would be
pissed
cut
off
on.
to get this.
Yeah. Like he didn't come in there and say he wasn't happy to be there.
And we'll end on Monday.
There's no intern lawyer.
All right. And then I'll meet with the parties on the 31st to go over those remote responses.
All right.
So that'll be the 31st at 10:30 a.m.
All right.
then again, I'll just reiterate on April 1. Are we having we're not having walk-ins, Izzy, until the 1st?
April Fools.
And then on the 1st, we will meet again. And for the rest of that week, we'll likely be meeting at 10:30 and continuing with jury selection every day until we get enough jurors. Hopefully we get enough the first week. If we have to, we'll go into the second week.
Oof. Wow. Oh, she's got a question.
She's got emotions.
It's like, we want to go to commercial here, Lori.
Is it over or not?
Oh, I guess so. This video, lack of trial. Yeah, I guess so. She didn't get to ask the question.
We'll get the questions next time.
Yeah. Next video for Law and Crime Network or whatever. That's funny. That's all. This is funny.
Yeah, she's a trip. Yeah.
She is. Oh, that's Law and Crime Trials. It is the Law and Crime Network, but just to verify which channel we were watching there. I hate that lady, y'all. I hate her. She murdered her children. That's all I could how you treat your kids is pretty much how I think you are as a human. She murdered children. So I don't wish her well in prison.
She gives religion a bad name too.
Yeah, big time.
I don't care what you believe in, but don't believe in whatever she's preaching.
Right. Or don't believe in weird, wacky, you got to murder people to get what you want to get to heaven type things. That sounds not like it's ever going to work out well for anyone.
Whoever your God is, I don't think he condones that.
More killer cults keep popping up again. Necessary Evil. You're right. And they had was there another plane? There was another plane crash too. How's that? There was another plane crash
in New York. A wing dipped down in New York the other day.
Well, wait. There was two. What do you mean dipped down?
It supposedly hit the ground, but I think he was able to control it or something. They said he burst or something.
Stop.
I just caught the top of the article.
Yeah, they had one that was was it Bahamas? Caribbean.
Delta, the one I read.
This one was dead people, the plane crashed. And I watched them, unfortunately, on Ixmel was showing them pulling people out of the water. I don't know if they were alive or not. It was intense.
Oh, also, the astronauts came home safe.
I did see that. They were there for an extra 9 months. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I kept popping in, and the woman just looked frazzled. She's got that curly hair, but she was but I could not fathom what all this stuff, because they that deteriorates your bones. It's got to be super weird when you go back and try to stand on the ground and walk around. Your muscles got to been just straight deteriorated from being weightless. No movement. There's got to be some form of atrophy. Plus, I've heard being in space ages you really fast, in a different, times relative type thing.
I got no desire to go to space.
Yeah, I'm already there a little. Hey, I mean, just saying, we're all in space. Also, is another joke.
A couple days a week, I'm in space, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe tomorrow. Well, that was all I had.
Well, me too. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the support. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for coming by, y'all. That was fun chatting with everybody today. We'll
be back Thursday, right? Thursday we're going to be late, though, right?
We're going to be late. And Eric, can you tell them why we're going to be late?
Because my basketball team is playing in the NCAA tournament, and the game starts at 10 o'clock. So everybody root for St. John's.
We're rooting for St. John's. Thank you, Mr. Mandela. We had a great time today, and we are rooting. We're rooting for St. John's for Thursday for Eric's basketball team, because if he doesn't win, if his team doesn't win, how do you think the show's going to go Thursday?
It'll go good. I think it'll go good no matter what happens. They're going to win anyway. I don't even have a doubt they're going to win.
We're going to joke. It'll be more laughs if they don't win, but I'm sure it'll be a good. I hope they do, though. And we'll see you guys after the game on Thursday. Have a good night, y'all.
Good night. Thanks for coming.